Great knife skills are essential to becoming a better cook. It's really the basis of everything that you're gonna do in the kitchen. This is truly a skill you'll use every day with just about everything you cook. Okay, so first things first, before you even start chopping, you want to make sure that your cutting board is secure. A wobbly cutting board can result in your knife slipping and injuries happening. So an easy fix is to place a damp paper towel underneath your cutting board. You can also get a non-slip mat to put under the cutting board, or you can get a cutting board with grips. The next important thing is to make sure you're gripping your knife properly. If you put your finger on top of the knife, if you hold too far back on the handle, if you have a dainty grip, those are all incorrect ways. You want to put your finger and your thumb at the very back of the knife and wrap your fingers around it. That way you have a firm grip, and when you chop, you're going to be in control of what you're doing. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but with time, it'll become second nature to you. So one common mistake when you're chopping is to have all your fingers laid flat. As you can see, my fingers are in danger of getting cut off. You actually want to form a claw so that your fingers go in and the knife will hit up against your knuckles as you're chopping. So with this claw, your fingertips are going to be protected the whole time, and it's actually going to give you support as you're chopping. Another common mistake is the slicing motion. If you just chop really aggressively down like this, you're not going to get a nice even cut. You really want to do a rocking motion when you cut, going back and forth with the knife. Think about it like a wave. So now that you know how to hold a knife properly, we're going to demonstrate a few common cuts that you see in recipes. We're going to start out with a dice. So for an onion, which is probably the most common thing you're going to dice, you want to cut it in half first, right through the root end. So the next step is to peel the outer layers, making sure that the root end is still intact. So with dicing, you want to make sure that the flat side is down, so it'll give you the most stability. Making sure we have that claw grip, make a few incisions horizontally into the onion. Then you're going to turn the onion towards you with the root side furthest away. And again with that claw, make a few cuts vertically. Turn the onion again and use your knuckles as a guide. And you're going to start chopping along and just do that same nice chopping wave motion down. And then look, you've got an even dice. This is an example of a large dice. Here we've got a medium dice. And over here, we've got a small dice. So in most recipes, when you just see something that says dice, it should be a medium size. The next cut we're going to show you is mincing. The most common of these is minced garlic. You want to remove the root end. And again, remember, we're always using that little claw. The next step is to place the garlic under the blade and then smash down. Then you're gonna peel the garlic. The papery skin should fall right off. And then again, use that claw, use that same wave motion, and you're just going to repeat this a ton of times. I mean, you can use your fingers on the other side of the blade to help stabilize you, and then gently scrape it off. With mincing, the finer the mince, the more flavorful your dish is gonna be. And it should really be tiny. Anything bigger than this would be a fine chop. Similar to dicing, mincing is a really common cut. You can use it in so many preparations. So dicing and mincing are the most common cuts you'll see in recipes, but we're gonna show you a few other cuts in case you wanna get fancy. Next up is chiffonade, which is most commonly used with herbs. We're gonna show you with some basil. So first, you're gonna stack basil leaves in a pile. Then you're gonna roll them up from the top all the way down in a really tight cigar shape. So it looks like that. And then again, not to sound redundant, but you're going to use that same motion and just do really, really thin slices. A common mistake when you're doing the chiffonade cut is to not use enough force. You want to make sure to fully slice down, and if you do it correctly, it should look like these beautiful ribbons. Chiffonade is a really pretty cut, but it's really a vanity cut. You typically use it to garnish dishes. The next cut we're going to show you is julienne, which is most commonly used with carrots, but you can do it with all sorts of things. So to julienne a carrot, you want to cut it into about 2-inch segments. We're going to just start with one for now. To start, you want to create a flat base. Once you've cut that flat part off, put the flat part down on the cutting board so you have more stability. Then I want to make 1/8 inch equal slices down. Next, stack the carrots up like building blocks. You can also divide the carrot stacks up into 2 parts so it's a little easier to manage. And then again, you're going to want to make equal 1/8 of an inch slices down. And then you should get these beautiful, equally sized matchsticks. Julienning is not a super common cut. You'd primarily see it in raw preparation like slaw or something like a quick pickle. It's really great because you wouldn't want a huge bite of pickled carrot, but with a julienne or a matchstick, it's just the right amount of tang. Next up, we're going to show you the oblique cut, also called a roll cut, which you will see why momentarily. First, you want to trim the end off diagonally. So right now the diagonal is facing towards you, so you just want to rotate it so that the diagonal is going away from you. And you're going to make a diagonal cut, so you're kind of creating this triangle shape. Then you roll the carrot again and cut. And then you're gonna keep rolling. One of the great things about this cut is that this carrot isn't even all the way through, but with this cut, all the pieces are going to be about even size and they're gonna cook evenly. It's a lot of even. You can use it to roast, steam, saute. It's incredibly versatile. It's also a fun shape. It's not used that often anymore, but it's really pretty and people should use it more. Now that you know the proper way to hold and use your knife, you'll be better equipped in the kitchen. And practice makes perfect. Start off slowly, make sure you're using the proper form, and the more you do this, the easier it'll get, the faster you'll be, and you'll be a pro in no time. Also, on a basic level, you're not gonna chop your fingers off, which I think we can all agree is a great thing. But if you wanna, why can I speak? If you want to get fancy, we're gonna, okay. But if you want to, what is wrong with me?
What if you want to get fancy?
Talk
to
me.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nathan wants to get fancy.
Hey, so I kind of want to get fancy.